This is the one that I was the most interested in because this never came out in the US, but I found it in a pawn shop. And welcome to another episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. And this week, it's going to be a little bit different. We're not going to do a ton of game hunting. I will do some, but it's mostly going to be focused on my collection. Yes, that's right. I'm finally going to give you a tour of my collection. You can see some of it in the back. We're going to go into a little more detail later on. I'm also going to show you my current gaming setup and my extra consoles that aren't plugged in at the moment. So stay tuned for that. But we are going to do some game hunting, and we're going to start with a condition report. So I got a package from GameStop, and the main reason why I ordered this, because I am trying to kind of slow down on getting packages from GameStop, is because they had a sale that was pretty darn good. So as you know, and as I've talked about several times on this channel, first-party Switch games don't really go on sale very often, and when they do, you want to scoop them up, because who knows when the next time they're going to go on sale. Well, earlier this week, GameStop did an interesting little sale on a number of games in a little franchise. You might have heard of it. It's called Pokemon. They did an entire sale on retro and spin-off Pokemon games. Now, it didn't work on like Sword and Shield, Legends Arceus, Diamond and Pearl remakes, any of that stuff. But a lot of the spin-offs were on sale, and a lot of the retro titles were on sale, which is pretty cool. They also had a sale on an interesting JRPG for the Switch that I did not have either. So I figured, you know what, let's scoop these up while they're at pretty amazing prices and see what I get. So of course the question is, are they complete? Are they not? What condition do we got? This feels like a GameStop case. Oh, they're both GameStop cases. That blows. All right, well, oh, and they're like bad condition GameStop cases too. Well, that's disappointing, but it is what it is. So for start off, we have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX on the Switch. This is a remake of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games that were on DS. I've heard this is a pretty fun game. Apparently it's like a dungeon crawler where you play as various Pokemon and you recruit them on your team. I've never played any of the Mystery Dungeon games, but it was highly recommended, and this was $20, which the first party, especially Pokemon games, rarely go on sale. This one apparently hasn't really been on sale since it came out last year. So for 20 bucks, I figured that was too good of a deal to pass up on. And then the other one is Bravely Default 2 on the Switch. I've heard really good things about Bravely Default. I haven't played either of them. Bravely Default, Bravely Second were on the 3DS, and then this is the sequel to Bravely Default. Heard it was good. It was on sale for $24, or $25, sorry. So I figured, you know what? Let's just go ahead and grab both of these. They're really good prices. I doubt I'm gonna find them that cheap again anytime soon. Unfortunately, they did come in generic GameStop cases and not very good quality ones at that, but it's not the end of the world. So I'll take it. I think even for cartridge only, these prices are pretty solid. So there we go. 2 more Switch games to add to the collection. Happy with that at least. So now let's go to the little bit of game hunting we are gonna do before we get to the collection show off. Let's do it. Kicking off game hunting this week, Trip Value Pawn. Let's go in and see if there's anything new. Let's go. Well, that was a quick trip and a whole lot of nothing. They didn't get anything new since the last time I was there. I mean, that's not uncommon, especially because it's only been a week. So, but that's the thing with pawn shops. You kind of have to check every week if you want to get the best deals, because if you wait, then they might be gone. So, sure I got that time, but that's okay. You know what time it is. It's Cash America time. Let's go in and see if they got anything new. Cash America coming through yet again. They got a bunch more games. Nothing really on the Xbox front, but they got some pretty quality PlayStation 4 titles. So I picked up those. I also found an extra loose disc and a PS3 game that I didn't have in my collection. So that's pretty exciting. And we got some gems. So first off, I picked up WWE 2K15 on the PS4. You wouldn't think this had value, but it turns out you could trade it into GameStop for $7, which is pretty spectacular. So I figure if I could get it for the right price, I would. I got it for the right price. By the way, everything that I picked up was for a grand total of $20. So it's a bundle price. I'll do the math to determine how much each game is worth. But I paid $20 for everything, and I definitely got the value there. Next up is Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PS4. I already have this. Trades in the GameStop for $6.60, so another nice little chunk chipped off the amount I need to pay off Elden Ring. Figure is an easy flip, so might as well grab it. Now this one it technically has 2 games in it. I'm not going to open it just because I don't want to deal with trying to structure everything. We got Uncharted 3 on the PS3. Now I have Uncharted 1 and 2 physically on the PS3. I don't apparently have Uncharted 3. So this was a really nice copy. I figured I'd grab it. So now I have all 3 Uncharted games on PS3. Also inside this case is a loose copy of Black Ops on the Xbox 360. It was in the loose disc pile. It was ridiculously cheap, basically, so I figured, you know what, might as well grab it that way. If I find another Black Ops 2, I can bundle it and get $11 to trade in, or whatever the current market value is for that. And then these are the 3 that I'm pretty excited to add to my collection because I didn't have them, and they're pretty awesome. So first off, we have the Final Fantasy X and X-2 Remake on the PS4. This is the HD remaster of X and X-2. Didn't have this. Pretty excited to add it to the collection. I don't have that many Final Fantasy games, so I figured this would be a nice one to add to the collection. This is the one that I was the most interested in because this never came out in the US, but I found it in a pawn shop. No idea. Final Fantasy VIII, the remaster on the PS4. So as you can see, this is a European release. Because the PlayStation 4 is region free, it will play on my PS4. It's a physical copy of the remaster of Final Fantasy VIII. That's pretty awesome. And to find it in a pawn shop in Kissimmee, Florida, pretty ridiculous. So I'm pretty sure this has some pretty strong value. I don't know how much, but I'll look it up online and determine. And you'll see that in the recap. And then the last game, and this is a game I've had before. I traded it in because there was a 50% bonus. I don't think I'm going to do that this time, but hey, for the price I paid, might as well grab it. Batman Returned to Arkham on the PS4. So this has Arkham Asylum and Arkham City updated for the PS4. I already have Arkham Knight on the PS4, so now I have all 3 Batman Arkham games, except for Arkham Origins, which I have physically on the 360. Solid pile of games. 7 games total for $20. I also got this kids tablet thing they gave me for free. Don't know if it works or anything. I'm not going to show that because it probably doesn't work, but who knows. And I put $10 on my layaway of the PS2, which I'm planning on picking up soon. I was originally hoping to pick it up today, but with everything going on right now, I don't have the money for it. So solid bundle of games. I got a couple I can flip, a nice several I can add to the collection, and yeah, pretty happy. So now we're gonna head over to Value Pawn, see if they've got anything. I doubt they do, but might as well look. All right, next up is Value Pawn. Let's see if they've got anything worth picking up. Let's go. Nothing today. They did finally sell that Call of Duty Vanguard on PS4. I figured it was probably gonna sell eventually, and it did. They did get a couple new games, but nothing worth picking up, especially for the prices they're asking. Like they had Overwatch on PS4 for $8, which is not worth that in trade-in. So, yep, nothing worth grabbing there, but that's okay. I still came away with some stuff from Cash America. I'm probably gonna try to hit up Simple Pawn. It's been a while since I've actually scored something in Simple Pawn, and maybe they've gotten something. Or the other thing I might try to do is, since it's been several weeks, if that Move controller is still there, I might try to negotiate. I think they're currently asking for 26. I'm gonna try to ask for 10, see how low they'll go. Because I'm willing to grab it for 10, because I could get 16 and trade in for it, but it's not worth 26. So we'll see, but I think I'll head over there, do one last little run, and then head home, and that'll wrap up our game hunting for this week. All right, last game hunt stop of the week is gonna be Simple Pawn. It's been a few weeks since I've been in here. They didn't have anything the last time I went, so maybe they've gotten some games again. Let's go find out. I'm not happy right now, Pharrell. I'm not happy. So, they had games. They actually got a decent little batch of Xbox One games, a bunch of copies of GTA, which those are worth nothing. And then they got a handful of other ones, like they got UFC 4, Sonic, Mania, and then NBA 2K21, the Mamba edition. And I was interested in those because usually they flat price them at like, you know, a couple bucks a game. These were all priced at $12, almost $13. Nah. They also had a Move controller. Now apparently they sold the Move controller that was there, but they got another one. And they asked for 25 originally. They said they'd do it for 20. Still not worth it because it only trades in for 16. So I passed. Pretty much one of the only times where Simple Pawn has had games and I passed because the prices were too high. Like, they're usually very good about pricing things, usually lower than most places, and they didn't this time. It was overpriced. Like, all of those games are not worth $12, almost $13. So yeah, I might check back in a few weeks, see if maybe they'll lower those prices. But yeah, as they are, not worth getting. Because I failed there, I might go to La Familia just to wash the bad taste out of my mouth. Doubt I'll find anything, but you never know. Again, I'm still kind of trying to find stuff I can trade in so I can pick up Elden Ring. But yeah, let's go look, see if there's anything there. I'm not expecting much, but I've been proven wrong here before. Let's head to La Familia. See if we can end this game hunting week off right with some solid pickups. Let's go. Surprise, surprise. No good. Nothing new on the game front. The one thing they had that I was a little tempted to, but it's just not worth it right now. So they did have a shock blue Xbox Series controller that for some reason they underpriced. All the Xbox One controllers were going for $35. And this one, which is newer than all those, is going for $29, so $30. Even if I got 10% off, that would make it, what, $27? That's about what it's trading in for. So it's just not worth it at that rate. So, oh well. We still did all right. We got a decent amount of games from Cash America, including some I'd never thought I'd see. So take those, add them to the collection. So let's head back. We'll do a recap of everything that I picked up. After something that people have been requesting for a long time, and that is I'm doing a tour of my collection. Take it away, past me. So a lot of people have been asking for a setup tour / collection tour, and I've mentioned several times the only reason why I haven't shown my collection is because it's kind of in a perpetual state of under construction / being reorganized. I just did a pretty major reorganization of my collection, so I guess I'll show you that. It is still a bit messy, and I will tell you my collection is very rapidly running out of space / it's long out of space. So it's not going to be as organized as I'm sure a lot of people would like. Part of that is because I just don't have a lot of space in my room. Currently, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment that I share with a roommate who gets the living room. So trying to find more space. I'm hoping eventually to get like another big shelf to put my Xbox One games in, because I have a ton of Xbox One games. But I'll show you what I have currently just so you can see it. So think of this as kind of a bonus for this episode of Bargain Game Hunter. Okay, so to start off, here is the Ps4 Collection. It is double stacked deep. Got PS5 at the bottom. I only have one shelf for PS4 currently, and I'm trying to kind of shrink that a bit. One of the reasons why I'm doing this is there are certain games that are actually getting some decent trade-in value right now at GameStop. So I think what I'm going to do is go through my collection, try to find some stuff that I'm either just not going to play, have no interest in playing, or think I could find again for a cheap price, trade them in, get a profit, and also try to downsize just a little bit. I'm not trying to drastically shrink my collection. I'm more so just trying to make a little more room. So there's that. But yeah, PS4, it's organized except for the 4 games above medieval. Those I've not put in their alphabetical spot, but everything else is in its alphabetical spot. So the front row is the back side of the collection. I've got some good stuff in there though, so pretty happy with that. Of course, my 2 PS5 games for whenever I get a PS5. Here is kind of a mishmash. This is the beginning of Xbox 360 in the back here. Of course, these were the games I picked up in a previous episode, which you've already seen by now. Here are the more recent Xbox One acquisitions. I don't really have a spot to put them in yet, and you'll see why in a second. So I'm just kind of putting them here for now, but I'm gonna try to make some room for my additional Xbox One games, because I have a lot of them. I believe out of my collection, Xbox One is the system I have the most games for, which is not something you normally see for a collection, so yeah. Here is more Xbox 360. This is the bottom half of Xbox 360. So again, I had to double stack a little bit because I have a lot of 360 games. So there's that. A lot of good stuff. Some pretty valuable pieces in my 360 collection. You wouldn't think the Xbox 360 has some rare games, but I actually have quite a few of them. So that's good. Then here's my most recent addition. This is kind of what prompted this whole remodel. This shelf was like a memorabilia shelf, and I didn't have room for a memorabilia shelf, so I cleared it off and moved my PS3 collection here. So this is where PS3 is now. I have enough PS3 games where it needed most of its own shelf. I put my one PSP game in box right there. And then here, double stacked, we have my Wii and Wii U collection. So Wii is in the back right there. And then here's the front of the Wii collection and the Wii U collection. My Wii U collection is starting to grow a bit. I've got, what, 7, 8 games if you also include my loose copy of Assassin's Creed 3 on the Wii U. So, pretty happy with that. Pretty solid collection. We got some nice titles there for the Wii U. And then down here is my last shelf. There's Gamecube. I don't have much Gamecube, so that's why it's in a little corner. Also my one sealed 3DS game. Original Xbox. Wish I had more. I used to have a lot more, but I got rid of some of them. But I have some valuable titles in there. And then PS2. Not a ton of PS2, but I have some. So yeah, that is my main shelf. Oh yeah, and this monstrosity. So this is all of my Xbox One games, or not all of them, besides the one that's on the other shelf. I have a whole bookcase full of them, and I had to pile some on the floor. So I have a lot of Xbox One. So I'm trying to find a better solution in terms of storing them. And that's not even all of it, because I also have some by my consoles. And my roommate is borrowing some of my Xbox, mostly Xbox One, but also some PS4 as well. So, yeah, needless to say, my collection's a bit of a mess. Trying to organize it, trying to find a better way to display it. Obviously, the main solution is going to be finding a bigger place to live, but that's not really an option right now. So, yeah, that's what's going on in terms of my collection. Hopefully, I can resolve that in not too long, and be able to make more room for games, or at least figure out a better solution to make more room for games in my current setup. But yeah, y'all wanted a collection tour, so that's the collection currently. I'll probably do a separate clip later on where I show off my console setup. Again, that's kind of not really organized particularly well right now, but I'll try to get that shown when I can. So yeah, that is my current collection setup. It's a mess, but it is what it is. And of course, a lot of you have seen the tower of Switch games. Still don't have a better place to store these, even though I tried to make more room around my room. So here's all the titles. I have a couple more I'm going to be adding, obviously, in this episode. But I had some good ones here. So, yeah. Those are all my Switch games. I'm just surprised this tower is still standing. I really am. It's going to fall over eventually, but so far I've been able to keep it up, so that's good. All right, so here's a look at my TV setup. So here's my TV. It's a 55-inch Philips 4K. Not the greatest. It is missing some of the stuff it needs to do the 120 FPS on the Series X, but you know what? That's okay. It does what I need to do, and my Series X games still look pretty amazing on it. Then we have my Destiny the Taken King PS4. I only have a base model PS4, but that's okay. I only play PS4 games, like exclusives mostly on that, or games that you don't find on other consoles, so it still gets the job done. Eventually I'm going to upgrade to a PS5, just haven't done that yet. Over here we have my PS3, which you saw me pick up on one of the episodes of the series, so that's pretty good. It's 120 gig Ps3 Slim, the second model, and of course this weird blood splatter paint job, and I added the stickers later, but yeah, it works. And then I only paid like 60 bucks for it or something really low. And then you look down here, there's my tower power, as I call it, the Series X. These are all the games that I've played somewhat recently. Then over here we have a external hard drive, my Switch, and my Wii U. So that's my current gaming setup. I got a couple more consoles I'm going to show you real quick. They're currently not being used. They're kind of in the retired area. Eventually I want to expand my collection and get like a game room where I can actually plug in all my consoles, but that's what I have right now. And then here are my last two consoles. My original Wii, which I showed a few episodes ago. I got the panels and stuff for it. It's a base model Wii that I picked up in 2007. Works great. Mostly use it for GameCube stuff. And then my Xbox 360. Just didn't have room for it in my room. I figured there's more games on the PS3 I'd rather play, so. Plus the disk drive on this Xbox 360 doesn't work, so I do want to get another big 360 so I don't have to like do all the transfer stuff, but we'll see. So yeah, those are my last two consoles, and that is the end of my collection tour. Oh yeah, before I forget, I should probably show you all this. This is my box tower. Got some pretty good boxes. I try to keep a lot of the boxes for the stuff that I've gotten recently. So I've got all these Xbox Series controller boxes. I actually don't have the Shock Blue controller anymore. I traded it in. But I have these 3 limited edition ones. Here are a bunch of oversized boxes. The Metroid one's actually behind there. There's Danganronpa. And then of course I kept console boxes. So I've got my Xbox Series, PS4, some other stuff on the ground. There's a Grand Theft Auto promo box from 2014 I still have. And then there's a box for Crossfire, the board game. I also have my Xbox One X. That's actually at my dad's place. So he has that, but he has the box and everything. So that one's in really good shape as well. So yeah, I keep a lot of my boxes. I also have a couple more in my room. I've got my Switch box for the Mario Odyssey bundle. And then I have the Destiny 2 Special Edition box, which is gigantic. I basically use it as a table. So, yeah, that's most of it. Oh, and I have my, it's kind of buried behind a bunch of stuff. I do still have my Xbox One Day 1 Edition box as well. So I've kept a lot of the boxes, which a lot of collectors know the boxes have a lot of value, so I've held on to them. All right, everybody, we're back. Hope you all enjoyed the gaming setup tour. I know I didn't spend a whole lot of time on each thing because it's still a little bit messy. Got some more work to do on it, but I did want to share that a possible expansion of that is in the works. I have a series on my main channel called The Collection Show, where the whole point is I show off various things that I collect and kind of go into more detail on why I collect them, what the meaning is behind it, the stories, etc., etc. Obviously, gaming is probably my biggest collection. I mean, I made a whole channel about it, so you would think so. So I figure, why not bring the collection show to BigCTV Plays? So instead of just being, you know, a very quick episode of the main collection show, I want to use this series as a way to kind of expand upon everything in my collection, where I will, you know, go into more detail about a specific console that I'm collecting for, or a specific type of thing. Because I have quite a bit of stuff. I didn't even show you my accessories, my controllers. I got all kinds of stuff. So if you want to see more of my collection, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be able to bring the collection show to this channel. So let me know what you think. Anyway, it's time to wrap up another week of game hunting. And for the second week in a row, we didn't come away with a lot, but what we did come away with is some pretty quality stuff. Some pretty surprising additions to the collection. So once again, like we've done in the past, I'm not going to include the games that I've traded in. So I have already traded in a couple games that I picked up from Cash America, but they're both worth a pretty good amount. I think one is worth like $7 and one is worth $9. So I definitely did well in terms of the trading credit. I also traded in a game that I have in my collection that I was never planning on playing. I just kind of got stuck with it, and it went up enough in trading value where it was worth trading in. So more money to add to the fund to pick up Elden Ring next week, so that's good. But we have a nice little collection of games, so let's go ahead and go over everything that we picked up over the past week. So we're going to start off with our 2 GameStop pickups. And even though, yes, I am disappointed that these were not complete in box, they came with generic GameStop cases. But again, considering the price that I paid for them, I'm not that disappointed. So we're going to start off with Bravely Default 2 on the Switch. This was $24, $25 basically. And pretty good price. You don't see this game on sale very often, so I figured if it was $25, I might as well grab it. Of course, I paid $25 out of pocket for this. It's worth $26, so it's not worth a ton. Now, I'm factoring in for these two the loose condition price because these are technically loose. So it's only worth $26, but again, it's a game you don't see go on sale that often. So I think it was still a pretty solid pickup. And then this was the big one that I'm excited to add to the collection. We have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX on the Switch. This game came out last year. It is a remake of the Pokemon Rescue Team games on the 3DS on the Switch. It really doesn't go on sale. It's on sale for $20. And I'm glad I picked it up when I did because I believe Tuesday it was sold out. It's back in stock now, but it's $50 for a pre-owned copy. So glad I was able to score a copy for $20. It is, again, loose condition, but that's still pretty good. Paid $20 out of pocket for this, and it is worth $34 in loose condition. So solid addition to my Switch collection, and another solid addition in general to my collection. Now we're going to go to Cash America. Picked up a few new games. Now one I'm not going to show because it's a disc only, but I'm probably going to include it in an eBay lot just because I did look up GameStop's prices and it looks like they don't even take the Black Ops 2 2-pack anymore on 360. Now, the only way you can trade in Black Ops 1 is you have to trade it in as a 3-pack that includes Black Ops 2, and 3. So I'm probably just going to include it in an eBay lot and hope it sells. But I got a loose copy of Call of Duty Black Ops on the Xbox 360. I mostly picked it up because it was a decent quality loose game, and usually Cash America lumps together loose games for very low prices. I only paid $20 as grand total for this lot, so all the games factored out to about $3.33 each. So just keep that in mind when I'm telling you all the prices. Pretty solid values, honestly. Especially this one, which was kind of a throwaway game. Paid $3.33, it's worth $7 in loose condition, so not bad. Next was a game I picked up mostly to complete my collection because I did not have the physical copy of this. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it. Add it to the collection. Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception on the PS3. This is the Game of the Year edition, I believe. So I figured, might as well add it to the collection because I didn't have a physical copy. I paid $3.33 for this, and it is worth... I apparently didn't write this one down. Guess I forgot. But we're going to go ahead and insert what that value is right here. So that's the value. I don't know what it is right now, but I didn't want to refilm this. So there we go. Value's right there. Probably pretty good. Next up, we have some PS4 games. All good quality PS4 games they did not have before, and all of which are worth a decent amount. So we're going to start off with Batman Return to Arkham on the PS4. This is a collection that includes Arkham Asylum and Arkham City Remastered for the PS4. It's got all the DLC for both, so I figured it's probably worth getting this because those are both terrific games, and that way I can replay them all on the PS4, except for Arkham Origins, which I have on 360, but for some reason they just don't want to acknowledge that game. I don't know why. Anyway, I paid $3.33 for this, and it is worth $14, so this one actually has a pretty solid value. And yes, unlike last time, where I got like $12 in trading credit, Currently, it's worth $6 in trading credit at GameStop without many bonuses, so I'm going to hold on to it this time. Pretty happy about that. They also had a bunch of Final Fantasy games, and one I picked up to trade in, and I picked up the other two as well because, again, they're solid quality games to add to the collection. We have Final Fantasy X and X-2, the HD remaster on the PS4. This is a remaster of two classic PS2 Final Fantasy games. I did not have this. Again, those are good games. I figured I would grab it for the right price and add it to the collection, and $3 is definitely a good price. Paid $3.33. This one is worth $10, so another solid jump in value. And then last but certainly not least, the game I never expected to find at a pawn shop just because of what it is, and yeah, pretty unexpected. Final Fantasy VIII Remastered on the PS4. So they remastered Final Fantasy VIII on current gen consoles. In the US, we did not get a physical copy of this. As you can see, this is not a US copy. This is a PEGI copy from Europe. So the only way to play this game in physical form is you have to either import a European copy or a Japanese copy, and the European copy, of course, is going to be in English, so you probably want the European copy. I never expected to find this at a pawn shop, of all places. And of course, the best part is, the PS4 is a region-free console, so because of that, it doesn't matter that this is a PEGI game, I can still play it on my US PlayStation 4. Paid $3.33 for this. Worth $14. I wish it was worth more. I figured it would be worth more, but still, this is not a game you're going to find, especially at a pawn shop. So I'm pretty happy to add that to the collection. Probably one of the more unique games that I now have in my PlayStation 4 collection. And that's it. Not the craziest week, I know that, but we picked up some solid additions to the collection. We got some really nice Switch games for really low prices. We got a cool PEGI exclusive PS4 Final Fantasy game. And I got to show off my collection, so that way you can all finally bask in its glory, I guess. I don't know. My collection's not that impressive when you consider how little space I have. Obviously, I'm still working on improving that aspect. I do have to re-sign my current lease just because of my situation with my roommate and I. But we're hoping to move, hopefully next year. And when I do, I'll be able to actually expand the game collection even more, maybe put up some more shelves. Even this year, we're planning on doing some renovations around the apartment, you know, adding some more storage, adding some more shelving, so we can get the place to look even better. So, hey, you know, it is what it is. But I would like to thank you for watching this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. If you want to see the collection show become a thing, let me know in the comments below. I'm probably going to do it just because I think people will be interested in me going into more of a deep dive into my various collections. But I want to see if you want to see that. So let me know in the comments. And if there's enough of a response, I'll probably do it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.